All right, Jeff here at stopthepirates.blogspot.com. It's funny, the more I think about it, and just recently it's like an epiphany to me, like how the system that we're involved in is working, and how basically, if you want to just boil it all down, with the mainstream media, with the left-right paradigm, all these actors, the alternative media people, their whole thing is to get you to vote every 4 years, or get you to register to vote. Because the corporation of the United States needs that. It's called an adhesion contract to take to the bankers so they can borrow more money. And they can extract it from you at the point of a gun through their collection agency called the International Monetary Fund. And they allow you to do that. And I'll show you the UCC1 financing statements that they've filled out and submitted, where they list all human beings that they control with arms and legs, believe it or not, as their chattel property. And they put you up as collateral for these loans. It's pretty amazing. Because the UCC1 financing statement has a shelf life of about 5 years, unless you file a UCC3 amendment. You can get an extension. You ever heard Congress go, we need an extension or something like that? That's what they're doing there. Trump pulled us out of the World Health Organization. And if you dig deeper into it, and Alex Jones is out there going, God, it's so great. This is our president. He's working for us. He's the best. He's finally done something. The only thing he's really done is jail Julian Assange and nobody else. But anyway, if you dig deeper into it, first of all, it takes like a year to unwind the treaty with the World Health Organization. And then the Congress would have to approve it, which probably won't happen. And then in a year, he may or may not even be president anymore. And everyone would have forgotten about it. So again, it has no fucking teeth. It's all bullshit. The whole thing is a scam to get you to contract with this private foreign corporation. It's a military government, so they can use you as collateral for loans. I mean, look what's happening. All the insiders now are just getting all these forgivable bailouts. I mean, how do you get on that team, man? That's what I want to know. You have to be one of the elite, I guess. And, it's pay to play. You give them a little money, you get a lot back. But here's a real remedy that they don't want you to know about. And it's called the commercial lien strategy. It freaks them out because it works. Faced with corrupt lawyers and judges, no litigant can expect to win in court by simply playing defense. To beat them, you have to be able to scare them. You must be able to make them respect you. And that means you must be able to take the offense, attack them personally. If you got a cop that's violated your rights, you're not taking it to court. File a commercial lien against him. I'm not talking about the police department either. I'm talking about the man or woman inside the uniform. And it's easy to do nowadays because anybody can find out who anybody is and where they live and their social security numbers and everything. It's no big deal. It's public. It's almost public information. Unfortunately, judges, lawyers, and other government officials enjoy various levels of personal immunity provided by both law and professional courtesy. So how do you sue a lawyer for malpractice? You hire another lawyer. If you can find one, he'll take the case. How do you sue an IRS agent for violating your constitutional rights? Only with great difficulty. How do you sue a judge for railroading you to court? You don't. As a practical matter, private citizens can't sue the President of the United States, a governor, judge, or even the IRS agent for failing to obey or enforce the laws. If we try to sue in court to compel our government officials to obey the law and perform their lawful duties, the judges routinely ignore our petitions and laugh us out of court. Because legal and de facto immunities shield government personnel from being sued for committing crimes against the people. The public is legally disarmed, unable to aggressively sue the government or its agents and compel them to obey the law. As a result, the public's legal posture is fundamentally defensive. We try to duck, dodge, and hide in legal loopholes to defend ourselves against the government and the courts. We try to escape, evade, and avoid, but we seldom counterattack against our antagonists, largely because we think there are no lawful weapons to do so. However, it appears that a powerful offensive legal weapon may now have been discovered, tested, and proven for common citizens: the commercial lien. It's fucking beautiful, people. You don't try and sue a government official for failing to perform his lawful duties. Instead, we simply file a lien that encumbers the official's personal property and credit rating like a ton of bricks until he voluntarily satisfies our demand to perform his lawful duty, and we in turn voluntarily agree to excise the lien. There's nothing they can do once you lien them up. Nothing. I've heard stories for the last 10 years of people doing this from prison. It's beautiful. That's why you don't really hear about it much anymore, because they kind of try to sweep it under the rug. But you know, I was just going through some old notes and things, and here's an example. Edward J. Wagner, an hourly unionized employee at General Electric, received notices of levy from the IRS garnishing his wages and monies received from several other sources. Wagner tried to persuade GE not to honor the notices since they were not properly attested as true bills in commerce. His efforts met with no success. After giving GE proper notice and demand, Wagner and his wife filed a commercial lien in the amount of $224,640,000. No, that's right. No, that's right. $224,640,000. So, in the lien, Wagner impounded GE inventory that he had worked on, including air conditioner units, analyzing equipment, etc., as security for the lien. This is similar to an auto mechanic impounding a car he had repaired with what's known as a mechanic's lien. This meant that GE could not lawfully sell or transfer the equipment until the lien was either extinguished or satisfied. Among the reasons for the high dollar amount are that the law allows for such high sums as rewards for damages incurred, and it generally has to be large enough in relation to the size of the company involved to get its attention. Otherwise, such a large company might just ignore it. You know, and there's a case for not going too overboard with, you know, people have done this and put billions of dollars, you know, when they're leaning up a judge or a lawyer or a policy enforcement agent or their neighbor, you know, whoever. But there's a case to be made, I think, that when you file this commercial lien and it's on their basically the chain of title to their house or anything like that, if they were going to refinance or sell it, it's going to come up. And at that point, they're already kind of involved in you know, getting things done with selling their house or refinancing or doing whatever. So when a lien pops up and it's for $1 billion, well, yeah, now the guy's pissed, and it's considered a retaliatory lien, or I forget the word, but you know, but just make it, you know, based on if it's a $500 or $1 million house the judge has, or 2 million, 3 million, whatever, you know, base it on 10% of that. So he'll just swat you with his wallet to make you go away, rather than deal with you in the courts. But like I said, there's nothing they can do other than, you know, make you whole. Consequently, a legal war followed, and by June '92, GE had gone to court several times trying to remove Wagner's lien, all without any real success. This was in spite of the fact that GE had the best, most highly paid and highly motivated lawyers. In June of '92, the first major victory for the Wagners came. The IRS issued 4 different official releases of levy, one to General Electric plus Three other places where they had wages and income that the IRS had levied: the Port of Seattle, Dean Witter Reynolds, and Ohio State Life Insurance Company. These effectively released the IRS's attachment on the Wagner's income and assets. That's a pretty solid testimonial to the power and arguments of Mr. Wagner's lien. It's like public law today, or what we see as public policy. See, in the United States, we don't have a sovereign, or in America, like we don't have a king or a queen. We're supposed to be our own sovereign and govern ourselves. And we don't have the power or rights to rule anybody else, just ourselves. But now they're coming out with these tyrannical, wear a mask, stay in your house, like the governors or some sort of, and the mayors of the stupid city, corporation that calls a city. It feels like they tell you. And just the simple fact that you do it, you're kind of acquiescing to, yes, I agree that you're the power, you're the sovereign. Like, if people want to fight all this mask bullshit and stay-at-home orders and all of these draconian things, they're just dictating to people. We need to start leading these people up. I got, what, a 60-page book on here on how to do it. StopThePirates.blogspot.com. What else was I gonna? You guys, another example. A lot of it has to do with affidavits, the commercial affidavit process. Truth reigns supreme. Truth is the law. When you sign and notarize an affidavit of truth, that's the law until it's rebutted. And it's just as simple as that. But like I said in the first example there, when you hit these people with a commercial lien, if they're big enough, they'll probably just think it's a joke and throw it in the trash, which is good for you. You can file a commercial lien on property in another state. Or on property you've never seen. With the commercial lien, you can attack the personal property of your adversary at long range rather than merely fighting to defend your own property in your own backyard. This offensive capability makes a commercial lien a powerful legal weapon. With the commercial lien, you can literally take the fight to their backyards. The commercial lien, which authorized both by common law and Title 15 of the United States Code. It's basically the same lien the IRS uses to take Americans' homes and cars and property. And that's what people don't understand. You have the power to use the same liens and the same Title 15 law that they use. They don't have any more power than you do. What's funny is that the IRS, and you can never find the person who's actually filing these liens against you. It's like some, Mrs. Green or something, fictitious person. That's how scammy they are. The commercial affidavit process, or CAP, is perhaps one of the most powerful devices available to the common man for fighting wrongs and accomplishes justice. The process is not new, as some may believe, as its foundation are the laws of commerce, which spring from the eternal immutable laws of God and those laws have been in force since the beginning of human existence. Provoke the use of the commercial affidavit process against you, and you provoke the wrath of all that is just and right. Today, those who are availing themselves of the cap system are equipping themselves with a very, very powerful equalizer. Make no mistake, the cap is a very lethal weapon in the war against injustice. It is capable of righting wrongs while eliminating the cost factor that deprives thousands of people from getting justice. Yeah, this doesn't cost very much to do. The expression equal under the law, again, has real meaning thanks to the cap. When the cap methodology is properly loaded and cited on a wrongdoer, success is as good as in the bag. The process is powerful and dangerous. For those who are in its line of fire, there's no escape from it either. Acquiescence and justly recompense or suffer the awful consequences, and those consequences can be calamitous as well as anything out there. It's very powerful information. It's information they do not want you to know. Go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Thanks.